More sake.
More water. Look, I know your boss is selling on the black market.
Our employer is a legitimate businessman.
Sure. We're all legitimate in a bar in Hokkaido at 4 a.m. Hancock, 212. It's a shipping container. There was a corpse in a box wearing a mask with a dragon burned onto its chest. I want to talk to the man who sent it. A guy named Orson Randall.
Never heard of him.
Look, you have no idea how hard it's been to track down your boss. From Hong Kong to Kuala Lumpur, that mess in Jakarta.
A shipment was stolen from our employer's warehouse in Jakarta.
Yeah, things went sideways. Wow. Look, you really don't want to mess with me.
What if I disagree?
Then you have to deal with him.
So you said you had this handled, Ward.
We can't know the future. Not completely.
Our employer wants his property back.
Well, friend, I'll let you feel that one.
You mean these? Don't try that again.
I once believed that justice could be found in a court of law. And in the light of day. But I was fooling myself. Darkness only responds to darkness. And the truth is, I'd rather die as the devil than live as Matt Murdock.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video for the ending of Iron Fist Season 2, so I'll explain what's going on. We're still doing that Spider-Man PS4 giveaway. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. So big thing here, obviously, is that Ward Meacham and Danny Rand are in Japan looking for Orson Randall from the Iron Fist comics, and Danny has his guns and fires chi bullets. Quick catch up, Danny loses the power of the Iron Fist, Davos takes it from him, but when they get it back, Danny realizes that he needs to study the history of the Iron Fist. In order to do that, he needs to seek out Orson Randall, but he can't do that while he is the Iron Fist because whoever holds the fist needs to stay in New York City and protect it. Charged by Matt, protect my city. So Danny's free at the end of the season to go off and look. Ward goes with him. But earlier in the season, someone shipped Davos a corpse of a previous version of Iron Fist. We never found out who that body was. We just learned that it was an old Iron Fist that died a long time ago. We find out that it was actually Orson Randall that shipped the body to Davos. So either he was working with Davos or just being really shady. You don't know. You just know that Orson Randall has all this information. But if you're not a big comic book reader, Orson Randall is sort of like the World War I era Iron Fist. What happened was when his mother was still pregnant with him, his father's airship crashed in Kunlun. So Orson Randall was born in Kunlun. He eventually was raised to become the next Iron Fist. He went on a bunch of adventures, he participated in World War I, but when he was called back to Kunlun to fight in the Immortal Weapons tournament, he refused to because he said he'd seen too much death in the world. So he fled with the Book of the Iron Fist, which is their entire history. It's like a wiki on all their powers, their abilities, in the life history of every single version of Iron Fist. So the whole idea of season 3 is that they're going to explain that. Orson is probably going to give Danny the book that only Iron Fists can read. There's something special about the way that they channel their chi that allows them to actually read the book. The cool thing about the guns that links back to Colleen Wing is that we find, this is actually a big comic book change, Colleen Wing is a descendant of Wu Aoshi, who is the first woman to ever become Iron Fist. They called her the Pirate Queen of Pinghai Bay, who would rain down lightning from God on her enemies. So what happens is that Orson Randall, because he had the Book of the Iron Fist, learned how to channel his chi from Wu Aoshi's tail in the book. She would channel her chi through a bow into arrows so it would look like it was literally raining down chi arrows, which is why they called it lightning from God. So that's how he came up with the idea for the chi bullets, but that's also on the path to Danny learning how to light up both of his fists. And if you're a big Korra fan and you remember Jinora learning how to energy bend, imagine Danny learning to use his chi more like that, more like energy bending. He can even light up his entire body once he becomes fully actualized, but in order to do that, he has to learn from somebody or from the book, and that requires Orson Randall. So if you were confused about why Colleen Wing is linked to the history of the Iron Fist, it's because of that coin that was on her ancestor's box. So it's a family heirloom that has her family crest on it, but on the other side of the emblem, it has the symbol of the Iron Fist because the wood that was used to create the box was taken from the bow of Wu Aoshi's pirate ship. For those of you that are wanting the immortal weapons, the Crane sisters are just a teaser for Crane Mother, but their appearance is probably a hint that we're going to see the other capital cities of heaven in future seasons. Hopefully next season, we'll see. If you want to read up on that, it's pretty much all in Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker's Iron Fist run. It's great. Orson Randall is a really cool character. I can't wait to see who they cast as him. The Daredevil teaser, which I already did a video about, when Netflix posted on their official account, they just wrote Job 12:22, and it's a Bible verse because Matt is a devout Catholic, so Daredevil, Catholicism. So it reads, "He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings utter darkness into the light," which is a reference to Daredevil dragging the Kingpin into the light. Kingpin is the darkness, Matt is supposed to be the light. So even though the teaser is really dark, he's like, I would rather die as the devil than live as Matt Murdock. The Bible verse that Netflix posted is a little more optimistic about the way the season is going to end. So I think, eventually we'll get to the point where he can balance both personas, but for the majority of the season, he will probably leave the Matt Murdock persona behind and just be the devil of Hell's Kitchen. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about Iron Fist Season 2, and what are you most hype about for Daredevil Season 3? Remember, they're going to bring the trailer for that to New York Comic Con, so I'll do a video about that as soon as they drop new stuff. While you wait for everything, click here for my new Phase 4 Captain Britain video, and click here for my Captain Marvel Secret Invasion video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody stay awesome, I'll see you guys tonight.